Hi everyone, Vacha here for Recording Studio 9, and thanks for joining me again today. It's not often that I actually make commentary videos, but I thought after what I have seen today, I have to express my view in that regards as well. It's all about this trend which probably started, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, when people took whatever they had, like mobile phones, tablets, PCs, speakers, whatever electronic gear or some equipment they had, and start smashing it or blending it in a blender or something like that, and then break it into a part just for the fun of it. And millions of people actually on YouTube watched it, and apparently it was funny, it was fun. I never seen any of those videos. I might have seen maybe 1 or 2 equipment getting smashed here and there for no obvious reasons, but I thought I'd bring out that topic today and I'll talk to you because one of the YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to and I watch, and Glenn from Spectre Sound Studios, who has a fantastic YouTube channel, and I watch it, and actually managed to do this to an audio gear. So let's have a quick look at his video, his comments, and then his actions.
Glenn had a nice little video about the Line 6 Spider 5.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, God.
Which he didn't like too much. That's fine. He spent the money, nice piece of hardware for beginners, but not up to his standards. And he showed that...
It's not a nice piece of gear for beginners. That's my whole point.
Okay, good. You are very outspoken about AutoTune. We just had a discussion about that earlier where I said I like to use it here or there if the performance was amazingly emotional and just in spots. You said no, fuck off, which is a valid point. Fuck off is always a valid point.
None of the records I grew up with had AutoTune.
Good point. Yes, absolutely.
That's where we got amazing performances.
Fully agree. Fully agree. So the problem is you can't take a sledgehammer to a plugin.
Or can we?
Or can we?
Oh, okay. I like where this is going.
Okay. So, would you like to take a sledgehammer to AutoTune?
We had a nice little chat, and the Melodyne guys are really nice, and the AutoTune guys are really nice, and I don't hold anything against them personally. That's not the problem. And their product works well. I gotta stress that. I'm not complaining about the product being bad. The product works as advertised. There's no problem with that. I have a problem with the ethical issues of it, because I think we really do lose something when we tell an artist, okay, good enough. I said this to the Melodyne guys, and they said to me, they're like, hey, let's do a demo, we'll send you the software, we'll show you how we think it should be used correctly. I replied to them, I'm like, well, here's the thing, guys, I have an ethical issue with the product. I feel the same way about pitch correction as you guys feel about software theft. And that's where the conversation ended.
Well, you can show your contempt to the product, because...
Oh, nice!
Which is something you will see, I guess, right about now. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against Glenn and his YouTube channel. I will still subscribe and watch. Not that I've got anything against him as such. I'm sure he's a good person, and I'm sure his actions were really not that thought straight true. But after watching that, it really gets me to ask the question, why would someone, especially in the music industry, destroy an equipment which can be used in many creative ways? He destroyed AutoTune, the hardware gear, as we saw. But just because your personal view of AutoTune does not match, and sure, same as me, I don't use AutoTune. I don't have AutoTune. I do use Melodyne. I do have TC Helicon voice processor here as well. which I don't use that often. It's very hardly that I use, and usually just for minor effects that comes with it. But I do use Melodyne to correct here and there. I don't fully auto-tune or correct the whole vocals or even instruments, but I do use it every now and then to correct things. Because a lot of times, if I'm not recording the vocalist here and I've got the vocal tracks sent from overseas or from different countries, and there is no chance to get that vocalist to sing again for me to correct those, so you do those minor tweaks in Melodyne to correct it. If I'm recording someone here, then I actually get the vocalist to record multiple takes so that I can choose best part of those takes. I do minimum 3, sometimes 4 takes. So I'm going to show you an example of a vocal recording that I did here in my home studio for the vocalist. And as you can see, I have multiple takes, and I then comp them together into a master track. With this vocalist, I had to probably only record 4 or 5 times per track, and we recorded about 3 or 4 songs, and each time we did multiple takes, and I choose the best one. It's not about what the product is intentionally created for, but all the other possibilities. Sure, AutoTune and Melodynes are designed so that we can correct vocals who are not correctly in pitch. But abusing it by overusing it, what makes it bit unethical. Sure, for me as well, because if you're as a vocalist, you are singing and you cannot sing and you need AutoTune to correct it, just go and practice more until you get it right. As Glenn said, I've got nothing against that. I've got that same ethical belief as well. But you can't really blame it on the technology that is being used. Just like, atom and nuclear technology is used for nuclear science as well as nuclear warheads. Now, just because people are using it for nuclear warheads, it doesn't mean you destroy the nuclear technology and stop the nuclear science. And just like nuclear science that helps people's lives, you can't just destroy the technology. And I find that it's really disrespectful, because people at Antares, I'm sure they have spent hours and countless hours of science and technology to actually come up with that system and the technology to build that back 20 years ago. And to be just randomly axed and broken just for the fun of it, not because it's broken or anything or it doesn't work, it's just for the fun of it, breaking it, it really doesn't send out the right message. I have equipment here which I have purchased which don't perform as well as I expected to. It doesn't mean that I go and smash them just for the hell of it, just to say that, hey, this is a crappy product. I've got crappy product here as well, but I don't smash them, because I know the amount of technology, no matter how crappy they are, still people had put their time in. People got employed to actually produce that product, to design it, to test it, and to create it and manufacture it. A lot of jobs were created because of that. And to just disrespectfully to go and break things, I don't know. Personally, I find it very offensive and disrespectful to the creators. So I thought I'd like to share that with you, and I hope that you take the information and this, my ranting, I guess, so that you have a little bit of thought in what may look like as fun for a few minutes, but really look beyond what that couple minutes of fun is. So I do apologize, Glenn, for bringing you into this, but because there are a lot of other people doing that, a lot of other people smashing, driving over them with cars and throwing them over the buildings and whatever. I just thought I'll bring your example into it. Sorry, but I hope you do understand if you do ever watch this video. So before you smash things and break things, guys, please do think about it. Do think about how much technology has gone in there and what the purpose was initially and why you think it's no longer it's serving its purpose. So just put it on the shelf or give it to someone that actually needs it and wants to use it for the right purpose. Till next time, again, thanks for watching. Cheerio.